Hello everyone, I'm Connor and this is episode 1 of Flight School. Today I will be teaching you how to set up the TIG welder and we will be welding 1/8 inch aluminum. So first things first, we need to turn on the gas. This is 100% argon. We open it all the way and turn our regulator down to about 20 cubic feet per hour. This allows for optimal gas coverage to heat up your aluminum all the way. And then all we do is turn on the welder and set it to about 100 amps. Once again, this allows for optimal heat coverage of the aluminum and good penetration. And then the next part is to prepare your tungsten electrode. What I do is I grind it to a point and then I strike an arc using the DC current on a piece of copper to ball the tungsten and give it a very nice edge, good for welding. So now that the electrode is ground to a point, I can ball it over on the copper here and then we can start welding. Before you weld, make sure your ground clamp is set up and your piece of aluminum is cleaned. I always use steel wool to remove all the oxidants and any surface stuff. It needs to be nice and shiny before you start welding. And also your filler rod, clean that as well. Makes your welds a lot smoother and it looks nicer when it's done. So that's the basic setup for aluminum TIG welding, and later on we can do some welding. So now that we have our tungsten electrode prepared, we can put it back in the torch just by sliding it in and tightening up the tail. The tip of the electrodes should stick out from the end of your ceramic cone by about 1/4 inch. Now that you have your torch prepared, you need to grab your filler in your left hand and your torch in your right hand if you're right-handed. I like to hold both the filler and the torch like a pencil. This way I get good control over my piece. Now when you start welding, you want to hold your torch at 85 degrees, so that's 15 degrees from 90. And your filler should be perpendicular to your torch. When you strike an arc by pressing down the foot pedal, you want to move the torch in a circular motion to break up all the surface oxidants and then form a small welding pool. This little pool then you will drag along and you will add filler at a constant interval. Each time you add filler, you need to add a same amount. This makes for an even weld. So you would start and then move your puddle forward, add filler, move it forward again and add more filler. And whenever you're done welding, always end with putting in filler. Otherwise your weld will be flat and it won't look right. Okay, so this is what your final weld should look like. It has an even height, even width, and each time you put in filler it's fairly even. This is a pretty good weld. It got a little big at the end because the metal was getting hot. But that's the basics when it comes to TIG welding. Be sure to wear your gloves and your helmet and safety glasses at all times. That's it for this week's episode. Thanks for watching.